All right, welcome everybody. This is going to be our introduction to Fusion 360. So I'm using my personal computer, so it won't look exactly like yours, but what we're going to do is we're going to open up Autodesk Fusion 360. And while we're waiting for that to load, we're going to go over a few things today, things like how to create a project, how to find help within the program, and other items like that, creating a file, starting a project, etc. So once it loads, it will pop up with the screen as such. This bar over here may not show up, but if it does, you can just click on X, right, in order to get rid of it. Or if you want it to come back, you can click on what's called the data panel right there. So we're going to make that go away for right now. To start, the first thing you're going to do is figure out how to get help yourself. All right, so one thing I want you to do is if you can't find it in these videos, but you are trying to do something and you can't figure it out, I want you to first try and help yourself before asking the instructor. Now, don't spend literally days doing this because you do have a timeline, but if you can figure it out yourself, you're going to learn better than just someone pointing at what you need to do. So the first thing is over here, there's a question mark. If you click on that, all right, you will get some different options here. We're going to go to Learning and Documentation, and then you're going to click on Product Documentation. That is going to open up a new web page. All right, and this is what that web page will look like. It has all sorts of different information. What is Fusion 360, etc., etc. What you're going to do is up here, this is what we're looking for. This allows you to search for different things depending on whatever you're trying to do. So what we're going to do is try and create our first project. So I am actually just going to type in create your first project and then enter. And the first thing that pops up is create your first project. All right, so following this direction here, we're going to actually set up our own files and projects. So, and that's going to be specifically through the data panel. So click the show data panel icon to open it. Click the new project button, specify a name, and double click. All right, I want you to follow these directions, but I want you to do something first before following this. So in here, we are going to go up to data panel. One thing I want to make sure is go over here, and if you see all projects, change that to owned by me. Okay. And if you don't see this here and you see like new file and new project, there over here there will be like a little home button. Click on the home button first before doing anything. So you're gonna click on that home button, and once you're back here, you'll do new project. We're actually going to create a project, and this project is going to be for your entire class. So depending on what class you're in, you will type the start name of the course and then the year. All right, so if your ID, it'd be ID, SEM would be SEM, POE, etc. That allows us, and then enter, and that allows everything we do this semester to go into this project, so you aren't searching everywhere. File management is incredibly important, especially if you think about creating like a car or something in Fusion 360. If you actually created a realistic car with all the pistons and the bolts and whatnot, you'd have tens of thousands of pieces, right? And different files. So you would want all those files to be correctly organized. So file management is incredibly important. So we're going to go into this project. So what you should see is the home and then your class. And now that we're here, we're actually going to go through and create that file like it said. So if we go back to our instructions, click the new project button, we're going to do a project within this, and we're going to name it something like, so you have a project within a project, basically. Let's name this tutorial 1. All right, so we're going to continue here. And instead of project, because we created our class as a project, we're going to create a new folder. And in that folder, we're going to call it IE, or whatever their class is. Well, let's just call it tutorial. Tutorial 1. So we can create the folder, name the folder, enter, and now we have the folder titled tutorial 1. And anything within tutorial we can actually create. So actually, you know what? Let's actually rename that. So if you click on it and then right click, rename, let's just call it tutorials. That way all of our tutorials can be within this folder. Oops. Make sure you hit enter. Otherwise it will not save. Alright, so tutorials. And we're going to create a new CAD file, name and save our CAD file. So in project documentation, review, to create your first project page. And here we go. So we're there. And then create a new design and update its name. Verify the file is created in the correct project. So we're actually going to do that. That's worded a little bit weirdly. So basically what we're going to do is if this is our file, I'm going to go up here, File, I'm going to go Save. All right? And I could call this tutorial 1 because it's the first tutorial within our tutorial folder. Tutorial 1. If you look location, it's going to be within IED, within the folder tutorials. Save. So now we have tutorial 1. That is the actual file within the project. Make sense? All right, so that is how to create a project and a folder and a file. And we're going to stop the video here. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll move on with another video.